guys, it's coffee time. And today, I would like to talk to you about something that is extremely frustrating to me. California restaurants. Now why? Why, Dodge, are they so frustrating to you? Let me lead into it with a story. Tonight, we were like, oh man, that one restaurant, we should totally go there for dinner because again, we're lazy and don't want to make anything. So, we get into the car and we drive over, and this is the first time in a long time that they just happened to be open. Now, you might say to yourself, well, I mean really, you could just look on their website or even on the door to the restaurant and find out the hours. You would think that. You would think that in a logical state, in a logical country, you might think that the door would have the hours. Who knows? When is this restaurant open? Whenever they feel like it, apparently. And it's like a diner. Like, typically diners have really regular hours. No. This is not the only place that does this. This is not the only place where it's like a flip a coin. Possibly open, possibly not. The other thing that is really fun for me is around like 3 or 4 o'clock, say, you say to yourself, I'm gonna have an early dinner because I have a lot to do in the evening. I have a lot of filming and editing and all sorts of other things to do, right? So you're like, alright, I'm gonna go to a restaurant and get some food to go. Or maybe you're with a coworker and you're like, hey, you want to get early dinner with me? And they say, I would love to. Now, you would think that a decent number of restaurants would still be open around 3 or 4 o'clock. Oh no. Oh wait. In California, we take a hiatus. We take a little nap from 3 o'clock until 7-ish. You know, it's kind of a 50-50 chance. Again, whether or not the door will actually be open at the time that they say their nap is going to be over, but, you know, at least it's written there, I suppose. But I'm finding more and more restaurants that have a nap time. I'm like, what is happening in this state? I don't remember ever running into that issue in Oregon. Ever. It was like, okay, this restaurant is open from 6 in the morning-ish until, you know, 10 or 11 at night, usually. Or if it's a bar, until 2 in the morning, because that's when they legally have to close in Oregon. But here, they open around 8, and then they stay open until 2:30 or 3, and then everybody takes a nap. And then whenever they wake up, you know, 6:30 to 8, they open the doors again, and then you walk in. It's ridiculous. It's so bizarre to me. The ones that have a nap time, not nearly as frustrating as the ones that just don't have hours. There have been so many times that different, like, iterations of the group, like different 2x2s, have been like, hey, we should grab food at this restaurant. And it's not open. It's like a normal business hour. It's like lunchtime. Not open. They just decided they didn't want to be there. I'm like, on one hand, I find a lot of strength in that. And on the other hand, I go, I really want to eat, and you are frustrating me so intensely. So this has been the thing that I've been thinking about tonight, because, like I said, we went to this restaurant and it just happened to be open, and we were so excited. We were elated, and after we got done eating, we were like, it felt like a victory. Like, how on earth did we find this restaurant alive and well, open, willing to serve us? There was like 2 other people in there, but they were willing to make us food and give it to us, and that was great. That was everything that I was asking for out of today. But yeah, California restaurants. If any of you decide to visit California, beware the California restaurants that have wonky hours. Extremely wonky hours. I have no idea, man. No idea. Getting used to it. But it's still, there's another specific restaurant that we go to a lot that every time I forget it has nap time. Every single time. And we'll be like, oh, let's go get food. It'll be like 5 o'clock. Like, oh, early dinner. Not open. not open. It's still nap time. We're like, but I want food. What can you do? So yeah, that was my day. Raging about restaurants. Today, speaking of food, today my coworker and I, we went to grab lunch, and we got it to go. So we got our sandwiches, came back, he got a coffee at the same time, but he hadn't taken a drink of it yet. We get back to the office, we sit down, we're eating. I said, how's your sandwich? And he said, it's pretty good. I said, okay, that's good. They have a sandwich there that I absolutely adore, so I just get that every time. I have no idea how the rest of the food is. And so we continue eating, takes a sip of his coffee, sets it down, and sits there for a second with kind of a quizzical look on his face, and then he turns to me and he goes, I think that's the worst coffee I've ever had. And there was like that awkward pause, and then I just started laughing. I couldn't help it. I was like, the delivery of that was so good. And yet it was warring with me feeling guilty for suggesting the place in the first place. But later, all the girls in the office went and grabbed coffee, and I was like, do you want me to bring you coffee again? Because I will. Know that this coffee is the worst coffee you've ever had. So, if you would like me to bring you another coffee, I can. And he was like, no, let me live with my mistakes. I was like, okay. I had like a bro moment, and then I left. But, yeah. That restaurant doesn't have a nap time. So points to them, even though they have terrible coffee, apparently. Oh, man. Anywho. I started the drawing challenge. My first picture is up on Tumblr. Very excited. It's super, like, grainy and weird, because I scanned it in, but it scanned in, like, in really, really low resolution and really gross looking. And so then I went over the picture with a pen and then just took a picture with my phone and then uploaded it and then had to clean it up, and so it wound up kind of grainy again. So I'm like, I need to figure out a way for this to not happen. So we'll see how that goes in the future. But overall, pretty good day. So hopefully you guys had a good day. And I will talk to you again